Hey everybody, it's Eric from Valve, and I'm back here again at Valve HQ to talk about this, Steam Deck. This time it's about game compatibility and how we plan to help customers know what to expect when they're shopping for and playing games on Steam Deck. Let's jump right in. With Steam Deck, we're bringing the Steam library to a new portable form factor, a portable gaming PC. Along with this different form factor, there will naturally be a new set of customer expectations. We think it will be really important to help customers know in advance what to expect when they're playing Steam titles on Deck. We want it to be really easy for users to find seamless gameplay experiences when they're playing on their Deck. So we've designed a system that will help users see at a glance how games will play on Steam Deck. This system is a lightweight compatibility review that checks how your game functions on Steam Deck. Many games just work great on Steam Deck right out of the box. Other games may require some extra work by the user to play. For example, if they hit a part of the game where they need to name their character in the game, but they need to manually bring up the keyboard to be able to enter the characters. And they'd bring that keyboard up by using a system shortcut. Finally, there are some games that, while they may be great on a desktop PC, simply aren't a good experience on Steam Deck, simply because they were never designed for portable play. Or they may also have issues because of a bug on the Valve side that we are working on fixing, or because of an issue with the game itself that causes incompatibility. So, as part of the lightweight compatibility review that we're designing, we've identified 4 main categories of Steam Deck compatibility. Those are verified, playable, unsupported, and unknown. First, with verified, this is a category that represents that your game passes all of the compatibility checks and is a great experience on Steam Deck. Games that fall in the playable category are, as you might guess, playable on Steam Deck, but they might require some extra steps or manual work from the user to be able to be played. Next is unsupported, and your game will fall in this category if it just doesn't function on Steam Deck, and that may be because of incompatibility with Proton or with the specific hardware components. But this symbolizes that it just currently doesn't work, and it can be fixed and working in the future. And then there's unknown, and that just means that your game hasn't been reviewed yet. After a game gets reviewed, it's going to be assigned a compatibility icon that corresponds to the category that it falls into. So when Steam users are browsing their library or the store, they'll see those icons attached to the games, and the icons help them understand at a glance what they can expect when they play a game on Deck. The Steam Deck compatibility process is really similar to the existing Steam build review process you already know and are familiar with. Step 1 is Valve will play your game on the Deck, and we'll be checking for any issues that impact the gameplay experience for users. Second step is when the review completes, you'll be provided detailed point-by-point results through the partner site that you can review. And third, those results will be published within a week if no action is taken. Later on, if you decide to make some fixes to some of the issues that were identified in the Steam Deck compatibility review, you can always request another review of your game. So, how does a game get checked as part of this Steam Deck compatibility review? Well, there are 3 primary ways that a game gets added to the review queue. First is when you, as a partner, manually request a review for one of your unreleased titles or a back catalog title. Next, when a back catalog title meets certain automated heuristics for likely playtime on the Deck by customers, it will be automatically added to the queue. And finally, when a game is identified by Valve as important to Steam Deck users, it will also be added to the review queue. So let's talk a little bit more about the compatibility review itself. There are 2 broad areas of compatibility that are checked during the review. First, your game must be supported by Proton or have a native Linux build. Next, your game must support the Deck's form factor. So that's going to include things like controller support, as well as support for the native resolution of the Steam Deck. If you're not sure what Proton is, and at this point, a little afraid to ask, don't sweat it. I'll explain. Proton is a Windows compatibility layer, and what it does is it enables you to run the current Windows executable of your game on a Linux-based OS, and it does that automatically. Proton is a work in progress. We're constantly working on it and fixing bugs, and if a Proton compatibility bug surfaces during your build review, we're going to track that bug and work on fixing it. Next, let's talk about the compatibility review itself. For a game to qualify as verified, it has to meet these clear, predefined criteria. Our goal with this criteria is just to help users feel comfortable playing your game on deck. The compatibility review itself will look at three main categories: input, display, and seamlessness. We won't go into all those details right now, but you can go to our documentation and you can view all of the criteria that the Steam Deck compatibility review team is looking at when they review your game. At this point, you may be asking, how will my game's Steam Deck compatibility rating affect visibility on Steam Deck? Well, the default view of the Steam Store on deck will only show games that are designated as verified. And there is a section called Grade on Deck in this mockup, and you can see that those are games that are verified. However, the global Steam Store that includes all of the games is just one tab over and will include games with every compatibility rating. Let's take a closer look at what a Steam Deck customer will see when they are shopping for games on the Steam Store on deck. Now, in this case, they have clicked on a game and are looking at the details of that game. And you can see in the upper right, there's a section called Steam Deck Compatibility, and that will display the Steam Deck compatibility rating, as well as a button that says Learn More. If you click on the button that says Learn More, it will take you to more in-depth information about that game, including any issues that might impact the gameplay experience. And we want to help customers know what to expect when they're playing your game on Steam Deck. So how will my game's Steam Deck compatibility affect visibility on the desktop client or web version of Steam? The answer is, it won't. It also won't affect your ability to release an update, release new DLC, or really do anything else with your game. Our goal is not to get in your way. As a recap, here's an overview of the whole process. And again, our goal with this process is to make it easy for Steam customers to know what to expect when they're shopping for games and playing games on deck. It all starts with submitting your game to the Steam Deck compatibility review. After the review, you'll receive detailed point-by-point feedback, along with a compatibility rating for your game. If you decide you'd like to fix an issue, you can do that anytime, but it's not required. That's always up to you. If you do, you can request another review for your game. Steam customers will be able to tell, just at a glance, what each game's Steam Deck compatibility rating is by looking for icons when they're browsing their library or the store. The Steam Deck and Steam Deck compatibility is a work in progress. The system will likely change and evolve over time as our understanding of Steam Deck compatibility and customer expectations improves. If you have any questions, here's a link to our documentation, and you can also reach out to our biz and tech teams directly using this link. All right, that's the latest on game compatibility on Steam Deck. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.